it doesn't make any sense at all for Mike Vrabel to go back to Ryan Tannehill. It doesn't make any sense. I don't have answers for people in my life. I think it is I think if you thought the insurrection was bad, I think this city would like march on St. Thomas Sportsplex if they put Ryan Tannehill back into the lineup. I really do. And I think Mike Vrabel knows that.
I had a very prominent national podcaster who I made friends with at the Combine last year, who I text with a little bit, Flex. I had him text me out of the blue the other day, and he said, if Vrabel forces Tannehill back into the lineup, I'm coming to riot with you, were his words. So
yeah. It like like
that's what I said on my show on
they
Friday.
Would boycott.
I don't have words for what it will be. I refuse to like future trip and talk about what it will be, because if we get there, which I don't think we're going to get there, if we get there, I don't know. I literally don't know what I'm going to come on to these shows and say. I don't know how to contextualize it. There certainly is no defending it. I don't know. I'm really confident it doesn't happen. And for our sake and Nashville's sake, I hope that it doesn't.
Yeah, and Green Thumb says he's not going to tell the media. He's not going to tell us at all. I doubt. Maybe.
You don't think we get an answer tomorrow?
I mean, Thursday maybe. Like, there's no reason. These coaches all think that they have some competitive advantage by not telling anybody.
I totally get that. He told us on Friday to our faces, I will tell you Tuesday. So maybe he lied.
Right. Okay.
But like, we're going to hold, I mean, I'm going to the press conference tomorrow, planning to hold him to account on that.
Stoney says, I hope they have a football show in jail. That's all I can say. No, I agree. I think you could see an empty stadium. Like, like whatever's the worst possible thing.
You thought the volunteer mustard game was bad. It's going to be bricks and batteries. I don't condone this, obviously, but people suck and they don't care and they'll do it anyways.
This city would riot.
The boos were bad for the Malik play. Just wait. Just try. I dare you to try it. And here's the thing, by the way, about the stadium. This, like, if you're trying to play truly just lean into the chaos, why he could think he could get away with it. The next two games are on the road. Like, he has a pass in terms of on game day getting away with it. And I'm just saying, if he wanted to, if Vrabel's thinking is, if we can get back to 5-5 these next two road games, that means a win over the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're back to 500. We get a lot of home games. This is the evil thinking that he might be doing. Cool, fine. So I'm going to try with Tannehill to do that. They can't hurt me because I'm out of town the next 2 weeks. And then they'll thank me on the back end, and maybe we move back to Will Levis. Right. And if it doesn't work, then we go back to Will Levis when we come home, and everybody's happy. Don't worry about it.
I think ultimately his argument to us should, again, I don't think this is going to happen. So people
we don't think it's going to happen, but we're scared it is. Clearly.
But what are the things well, it's only because like every single human is like terrified of this. And I'm like, guys, chill the fuck out. This is not going to happen. Will Levis is the starting quarterback.
You know what this is? Have you ever seen there's like a game? I don't know if it's like Japanese. It's a foreign game show where they take somebody's young child.
You watch a lot of foreign game shows about children?
No, this is all the time. It's my favorite hobby. Okay. They lock the parents in a soundproof glass box, and they take the child and they offer the children, like, you can have this bouquet of candy bars or a 7-day vacation to the Caribbean. Well, and then you have like the child choose, and the parents are in this glass box screaming and banging, like, make the obvious choice. And the kids are like, give me the candy. That's what we're all the parents in the glass box screaming, make the obvious choice. But that candy bar looks awfully tasty to the toddler.
Kids are so stupid. My kids are not, though. They're great. They're a joy.
Well, of course not, right?
So it's so funny, like, the reasoning, like, and this is why I think, number one, I think he is treating Tannehill like the veteran, like the loyal coach that he has been to every player and every coach that he has ever been around. He
deserves this, to be fair. He does.
He is loyal to his guys, to his people, to the men and women that work for him. He is loyal to the players. This is how he operates. So I don't think anyone should be alarmed by this. I understand why fans are anxiety riddled right now based on his comments after the game, but this is what he does. So I am not. I have not for 1 second thought anything else other than Ryan Tannehill is a high quality veteran backup option to help Will Levis navigate the rest of the season. That is all I've ever seen from Ryan Tannehill since the first throw to DeAndre Hopkins 2 weeks ago against Atlanta. That's all Ryan Tannehill became to me.
Ryan Tannehill, great mentor.
Vrabel is going to take care of him, protect him, quote unquote, in the media. He's not going to throw him under the bus. He's not going to. There's the competitive advantage thing where for the extra 5 days, the Bucks don't know who's going to be playing quarterback. If that's a thing that you believe in, which I don't,
The Bucks know.
But whatever. And then again, like it's just sort of it's the other angle is, do I believe? I'm Vrabel here in this analogy.
Right.
Do I believe that Ryan Tannehill can win us 1 or 2 extra games in a division that's winnable that might get us to the playoffs? That if we are role playing, those are the reasons why Vrabel is thinking the way he's thinking. I think that's all quite stupid.
I don't think there's a think. Like you frame I think that's stupid as an opinion. There are some things that are objectively genuinely, like, I'm not trying to be shock jock here, from every angle besides winning now. And you could even argue that winning right now I talked about this on our show on Friday. Check out the Hot Read podcast when you're done here, everybody. There's a very significant argument to be made that with this Titans team right now, considering the currently shifting landscape of the offensive line and the weapons and just the way that they operate, like we've seen with Will Levis the past 2 games, an ability to, this is crazy. He can extend plays. He can navigate the pocket. He can be breathed on in the pocket and not immediately go down. He can, and this is the coolest superpower that Will Levis has, and it's what makes him so exciting. He can generate power from nowhere, from any base, and get a throw off downfield that Ryan Tannehill simply is not coming close to making at this point in his career. Those are all really valuable things, not just in general as a quarterback, but on this team in particular. For this team to succeed, with Ryan Tannehill at quarterback, you have boxed yourself in on offense the way that you have to operate. You have to be on schedule. You have to protect. With Will Levis, you have some flexibility. That's really valuable.
One of the things that I have said for a long time, and I was wrong when I was on the air at 102.5 when I kept saying Mariota over Tannehill. I was wrong. Now, nobody who wanted Tannehill ever suggested, unless you can show me a receipt, that Ryan Tannehill was going to post the best 30-ish so stretch of football games of his entire career. I stand by this. I think Ryan Tannehill is fine within the confines of a smart and talented offense. Yeah. I do not think Ryan Tannehill has ever been anything more than an average starting quarterback in the NFL. That's what he was in his entire career at Miami. It's what he's been outside of 3/4 of a season and then 1 season in which I believe he had a 2,000-yard rusher. And the team was at its best. And those 2 seasons of statistical production for that particular player in a non-personal way were outliers. It was an outlier. I don't think he's regressed. I think he is what he is. And guess who is more talented? Guess who is better? I think right now, today, Will Levis. so like, to your point, and I think everything you said is exactly right. The ability to throw the ball over a corner with a guy draped on your legs to Nick Westbrook-Akine on 3rd and 9, 35 yards downfield is not something Ryan Tannehill can do anymore. Extending a play and the amount of hits he took in that game, those are young bones, young muscles and young bones that got hit in that game. I'm not sure if Ryan Tannehill, bounces back from any of that stuff. And so, again, I think Tannehill's a valuable asset to have on the team, to mentor, to help, to teach, to go through prep, to do. It's important. But the offense is different with the young guy who's got more talent. Like, he's just significantly more talented. Yep. And it's what Tennessee Volunteers fans never wanted to admit. I don't know if they were blinded by the one bad game in Neyland Stadium when he was hurt and the offensive line was terrible and he had a terrible offensive coordinator, but the talent has always been obvious. It's always been obvious. I see a lot of pointing
to the Vandy game.
As well. They said the same thing about, he lost to Vanderbilt. He was injured with a terrible offensive line and a bad coordinator. If you go back and watch the tape, like I said, the entire offseason, watch the tape 2 years ago, when he has a good coordinator, a decent offensive line, the dude was throwing it all over the place. And his teammates have always loved him. So, again, now I don't want to rehash.
And Braden, you and I were always on that in the spring. And there was somebody else that's on this show regularly who was not. And it's
hashtag always Levis.
Always, it was always Levis. It was
He's
always
never doubted.
Levis.
Zach has never doubted Will Levis.
Never once.
It's never happened.
Just all the way up until 10 seconds ago.